Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the Mi Smart Standing Fan Pro. This is not a new product. This has been on the market maybe for about 2 years, but now it's rising in popularity because of the heat wave that we have around. Besides cooling with AC, this is a very good addition to smart homes and cooling yourself, because this draws a very small amount of power, so you are going to save electricity, you are going to get some comfort with it. So it's kind of the best accessory to keep you a bit more cooler these hot days. So we are going to take it out of the box and we are going to do a full review of this to see how the app works and how this thing feels like using it. So it comes packed up really nice, and we get a manual, we get a charging stand, and it comes completely disassembled. So here is the guard and probably the impeller blades of the fan. So we are going to assemble it also. This is the stand and the charging dock for it. And we still got parts here to take out. And the support itself with the motor. And they are all packed individually, wrapped in plastic. Because this comes split in a lot of pieces and needs assembly, we are going to use the manual this time. So I'm going to take it out of this bag to check it out. As you see, this also needs to be opened up somehow. And this is the something of it with some screws for something. The manual itself, it's pretty good. It comes in several languages. Lots of instructions here, but the most important is the parts inventory, because there are a lot, with bolt, base bolt, fan grill screw, fan blade assembly knob, and a lot of parts here. And what we need the most is how to actually assemble this. For instance, you need to open this up first, take the cardboard out, put the fan blade back, then this going to clip onto the motor. You need to install this to hold it, so a lot of steps here, and it goes further on. So check this, because otherwise we may end up breaking it. So we need to split this up, and this rotates like this. Okay, and now it's opened up. We can take the propeller out of the protective cardboard here. And that's the fan blade. Now we need to install the rear protective grill to the motor, so it goes in over this side. So the rear grill has some indents that are at not the exact same places, so these two are closer. And if you look at the motor here, you see these two are closer, this one and this one are further. So this will go with the closer ones that will mesh here. It also has an arrow showing you up, so it makes it easier to match it. But this is not going to sit here. You actually need to open the other bag here with a lot of other accessories. So we get this bolt, we get this tiny screw, we get this cap, this kind of washer, and we also get a hex key. To hold this in place, we need to use the big washer with this side that way, so we can turn this on, and we are going to rotate it. And now we have locked this part. Now we are going to install the fan blade, and this has a shaft here and it has a metal shaft there, so this must fit in there so it doesn't slip from the motor shaft. That is okay. And now we are going to secure that with this cap, which are going to tighten over. And this one has reversed thread, so it goes counterclockwise. otherwise it may end up freeing itself while the fan blade will spin. Now we are going to install the front part of the protection system. It has here a small thread on this part, and that goes down, and this has a lot of small indents that goes through all of those, and you are going to rotate it. Otherwise this goes clockwise, and now it has locked into position. Then with this very tiny screw here, you are going to lock these two parts. You have this hole here, and that's a locking screw for this side. And now we are going to place the screw there. And now we need to install it into the base plate. And the base plate has two holes, one for the large screw and the other one is a DC jack for supplying power. So this shaft of the motor assembly has the same holes there. So you are going to line up the power jack and the screw, and they have fitted there. And now we are going to tighten up the screw through this hole here in the base. And with the provided key, you are going to tighten it up. And now we are going to take the power supply out of the bag, and we can also call this a charger because this should also have an internal battery, so it runs also disconnected from the mains power on battery power. And it has this hub here with small connectors, and those are going to make hopefully good contact with this on the base plate. And this goes over that one. It also has magnets to hold it in place, and now when it's connected to the power, it's going to charge the internal battery, after which you can take it out of that and take the fan with you. So power is now connected, and in this stand here it has a hidden LED that it shows charging now. And now we are going to power it on, and it started right away. And the first thing that you are going to notice is that you are not going to notice any kind of noise, because although I am filming it and it's also in a rotation mode, it doesn't make any kind of noise. Of course it's on first speed here, so let's try the other one on second level. So definitely there's more air coming out. Yet again, still no noise. Let's try the third level here, and now you can start to hear it, but it's pumping a lot more air. And now let's check the maximum level, and now it's really blowing air, and you might hear it, but it doesn't make any kind of motor noise. It's mostly the sound of the air passing through the fan and through the grill. The usage is very simple. So you have here this button to switch the speed. You have 4 speeds here, but there are more things in the app which you are going to see a bit later. And here it has 2 functions. It has regular fan function, but if you hold this button press, it's going to light up this leaf here, which means wind mode. So now the fan will simulate winds, and it will accelerate, decelerate the motor, so that you get the feeling of an air breeze. That's not something constant, but it goes in, goes out, so it does that. But you also can select the strength for that wind breeze. So again, you have the 4 levels here, but the breeze mode selected. Also, this is simple. This is for oscillating the fan or not. And this is a timer, and you have here the settings for the timer, again using the LEDs. Also, the motor is adjustable, is tiltable up and down manually, so you can adjust that as you need. And now we are going to add it to the Mi Home app, but if you are on China server, you are not going to find it because this is sold in Europe, so it comes with Europe server. So I'm going to show you a trick where you can use both China and EU, but another time. So now I'm on EU server, and now I'm going to add a device, and you can see it right away. So it detects it, and now I'm going to select the wireless that I'm going to use it with, and I need to enter the password for my wireless here. And now I'm going to click on next here, I agree, and now connects. And setup was done. And you can connect directly to this. Should be shown here. It's the fan here. You have a shortcut to take you there. Okay, and it's now transferring the data to the fan. So the wireless configuration, the setup, you are now connecting it. So this has switched to kind of an access point mode. You are connecting to it. It's going to write the setup of your wireless, then it's going to disconnect and it's going to connect to your router, and now you can set here where you want this. So I'm going to put living room, it's not important. You can set up a name. I'm going to leave it default. I'm going to add it to favorites, and I'm not going to share it now, and don't prompt. Alright, so now I have connected to the plugin. I'm going to agree, and it now shows that I'm running on direct breeze. I can turn it off. I can change it to natural breeze. The fan will give you a small beep confirmation. And now you have here the speed settings, and now you have more than the 4 levels that the fan provides. You have here, let's call it not stepless, but you have indents of 1%, so you can go from 1% to 100%, from 1% to 1%. So you can finely tune adjust the speed. Then you have delay turn off. This is the timer. You can set here again. On the fan you have 4 LEDs, 4 presets. Here you can select a lot more between them. Then you have option to turn on or off the indicators. You have the notification sound, the beep sound, and you have also an option to use child lock, so your child is not going to play with it. Then on the advanced settings here, so you can change the name, manage location, share device. You can edit automation. So if you have a Xiaomi smart home, you can integrate this with your sensors, temperature sensors, humidity sensors, air conditioning, so and so on, even with your door. So when you arrive at home, the fan starts. You leave home, the fan stops. And then you can also do a firmware update, and currently this is the latest version, which is great. But if there is a firmware update, it's done from here. And on additional settings you have plugin version, network info, not a lot of things important, so you can control all of that. And let's see, do I have here the, you have here, yes, also the orientation. You have oscillation, which you can enable, disable, but you also have manually rotate to left, rotate to right, so the fan will move in small indents in the direction that you are pressing those keys. Another interesting thing is that when you switch it to oscillation mode here, we can also set up the oscillation angle, which you cannot from the buttons there. So you have here 30, 40, 90, 100 and 140 degrees, so you can select that. What I haven't found in the app, it's the battery indicator, so it doesn't show here how much battery charge it has or doesn't have. The only single thing, it's this LED here and this small table here in the manual, so it's blinking orange, mine is red. if it's under 30%, and it's blinking white when it's 30 to 100%. So it's just a guesstimation of the battery level, and when it's full it's off, this goes off. So it's kind of between 30 to 100%, there is a lot, and you are not going to know how much battery charge it has. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this quick review, and now with this you are going to get a bit cooler. If you have any kind of questions, as usual, leave a comment below and I'm going to try to answer you as best and as fast as possible. Until my next video, see you and bye bye!